Hi guys, this is Dorshi and this is gonna be our weekly well-being reading. As you can see, there's a lot of light going on because it's summer and it's very hot outside, so I have to have the shades mostly down, and even though there's not a lot of light coming in, it comes in strong. So this is what it is. It feels like, you know, it's a bit of ethereal setting for the video. But hopefully the cards are going to be easily, visible. I will do my best to show them well. So if you're new here and you haven't seen these, this is the reading that I do on every weekend. Every first day of the week, which is Monday here, and we're getting a topic related to mental health and well-being in general. You know, how we can work for feeling better, because that's very important, and tarot can be a very good tool for being a bit more, healthy about things. And how I do things, I'm going to post the blog post with the description and everything in the description of this video, so you can recreate the reading for yourself if you want to. You don't have to use oracle cards, you can just use tarot cards, or if you don't have tarot decks but you have an oracle deck, you can do the reading with one oracle deck as well. The main thing is that I'm going to use the Oracle of the Mermaids for is the general feeling or general topic of the week, and then there's going to be 2 tarot cards and then another oracle to clarify the reason for why we have to work with what we have to work with this week. And then, as a new thing which is not reflected in the blog post yet because I haven't had time to do it, is I'm going to get an extra card to get a color or whatever that we can anchor this reading to for the week. But let's see what our general theme or topic of area, what's the topic is going to be. I mean, if I can get one card, because okay, let's have this one. Ooh, okay. Let's have some easy shadow work, because we have the unseen. Wow, I actually love the light. I mean, it's quite annoying because I can't really show the card well off for some reason. I don't understand why, but hopefully you can see which angle is the best. Maybe this one, that there's shadow. I'm gonna move the camera a bit, not maybe this way. Oh, it should be better. So there's a mermaid coming out from a cave, and there is something behind her, which could mean, because the text is too much is hidden from you, that we are having an uncertain week about things, and uncertainty can lead to a lot of anxiety, obviously. So probably what we have to work on this week is to not let anxiety take over. It's not easy because something might be lurking in the shadows behind us, but we just don't know that, because this could be an eye, or it could be, like, I just looked at the illustration a bit more, it's part of her body. So it's it's not something scary behind her, but she and I as a reader doesn't know, because when I look at the card, I'm like, oh, there's huge as eye, after her there's a monster. But that's just the unknown part, because we tend to look at the unknown as something scary. I mean, this is built in us, because this is how human beings stayed alive for a lot of times. I mean, for a long period of times, because we learned that we have to be afraid in order to protect ourselves. But there's a lot of things now that are not as scary anymore, and we still get really anxious about it, because that's what we pretty much inherited from. But most of the times what we get anxious about is the idea of something, it's just the thought or that, oh, it might be happening, is the future tripping thing. So what we really have to do for this weekend is to find a way to not worry about the unknown. And I know how ridiculous this sounds because it's not easy, but I think what we need to do is focus on the now, the present moment, because if we're in the present, then we can, you know, worry about what might happen, and we can go back and be like, oh, but this happened and this is horrible. So let's see what we have to do to help this, you know, being more present in the moment, and what we shouldn't, because that would blocking us. I mean, I already have one card, but I just need another one. And for the tarot, I'm using the Santa Muerte tarot right now. Okay, so what we have for the do is the Page of Pentacles. And what we have for the don't do is, interestingly, the Six of Wands. So, I mean, that makes sense. But let's start with the page. The page, and especially the Pentacles, is someone who, you know, it's a very open and curious energy. That stage when you have to acknowledge that you are starting a journey and then you don't know a lot about the topic, but you're willing to learn, and you're happy to learn, and you're ready to learn. And it could be because, you know, how to stay in present. It could be that you're finding methods to do this exactly for this week, or, you know, these don't come to you by accident, but you have to look up meditation. I mean, that's pretty much what I mean, not pretty much, but that's the first thing that I usually think about, like how to stay present in the moment. And I don't necessarily think about meditation as the, you know, sitting in a lotus position and not thinking about anything, because I was never able to do that. For me, meditation is, in the more traditional way, is the guided ones. Those are very helpful, because then I'm focusing on one thing, that voice that is telling me to how to breathe and whatever. But also you can find that flow, that meditative meditative space and place if you're doing something that you love, because then you can get very, very present and very active in that thing you're doing. And it could be anything, like gardening, you know, doing something outside, because the Page of Pentacles is connected to nature. It's that's the area, you know, the earthly, the everyday element, nature. So spending time outside, going for a walk. And when you go for a walk, don't just, you know, start thinking about what you have to do, or, you know, to-do list and shopping list and whatever. But I don't know, maybe just start walking and looking at the trees and pick up leaves that you really like, you know, and start to try to figure out which leaves are they are, you know, Google leaves and whatever, learn more about trees. Or if you like buildings, when you go out for a walk, try to find architectural elements that you like, and then you can look them up and, you know, start something learn something about the topic that you choose. Because when you have something like that, then you start to think about those things, and then you don't have time to be afraid. And it might happen, you know, just for a few minutes, for a day, but if you keep up with it, it can be a good habit. And I'm always an advocate for going outside if you can, because, you know, fresh air and being outside, especially in nature, so not in a concrete jungle if you can, is just good for human beings. That's my opinion. But, you know, if you don't have that, or for some reason you can't go outside, because there could be a million reasons, there's a lot of things that you can do on the internet as well, and you can learn more about them. And I can't believe that, you know, you don't have anything that you're interested in, but you never picked up because you know, you were like, I don't have time for it, or it's just silly and I shouldn't do that. Pick that one thing and work with it, not just this week, but start with this week, because like I said, it could be a very healthy habit to build up. And for the don't do, we have the Six of Wands, which is a very public card. It's about public recognition, and for me it makes sense, because it's this week, it's not about talking about what you're doing, you know. You shouldn't go out and be like, oh, I'm working for my mental health, or I'm doing this because of my anxiety, because not everybody is understanding why you're doing certain things, and they might accidentally say something that, you know, you take it as an attack, or it just rubs you off in a bad way, and you stop doing the thing that you started doing. So for now, it's very much of a hermit kind of experience. Even if you do the thing you do with other people, you don't have to share why you're doing what you're doing, because it's your journey, it's your work, it's not theirs. If you want to, you know, you can share the video with them and tell them about these readings if you think they are helpful for them, but you don't have to, you know, you don't even have to comment on videos like this if you don't want to. I very much appreciate it, because I'm doing this for us, you know, for the community, and it's nice to hear if it works. You know, you guys have no idea, but every time that someone mentions that they find these useful, I'm very, very happy, and I always just feel better, not because I'm like I did something good, but you know, I feel like I was able to connect in a very meaningful way, because these readings are very, very meaningful for me. So before I turn into a soppy whatever, let's pull one card to see why we're supposed to work with being present in the moment. And for this one, so what's the underlying energy? I'm using the Angelarium, the official one, because I have the year 1 and 2, which if it's still available, I don't know, I haven't checked for a while, you should go and get it, because I mean, if you like the artwork, obviously you don't have to. And yeah, we have ground, the kingdom with Malkut, so it's still part of, as how I read this, connecting, you know, to the earth, grounding. And I love that the you know, illustration has a bowl, a sphere that's not connected to anything, because it kind of feels like our head is always above everything, and we are just floating around in the air, and we're not really able to easily connect back to the earth where we came from. So it's pretty much, it feels more like or I hate when I, you know, like pretty much, because I don't, that's not what I want to say, but it feels like, you know, become a tree in a way, get those roots down and find the way that will hold you in place for in the moment, in the present moment. Groundwork, that's, you know, grounding is very important, but this is a way to start working for, you know, grounding yourself. So I'm gonna keep this out actually, because I like that. And for this week, you know, how to anchor the reading, so we have something that we can use to remember about the reading, because sometimes, you know, we watch the reading and we're like, oh, this is good, I mean, hopefully, and then life gets in the way and you forget about it. At least that's how I am. So for this week, I'm using the crystals, the stone deck, for picking something that would help us ground. And I was thinking about this one because the Sacred Creators Oracle is awesome, but this has colors and this also has crystals as well. So maybe, I mean, if we don't get like something like diamond, because I don't have any diamond, but you know, maybe we get something that you guys maybe have the crystal stuff, or if we don't have the crystal, because I don't really have a lot of crystals, we have the color still, and then you can pick, you know, and I'm trying not to look at the cards, because with this one the back sides are colored, so that would be cheating, even if I'm waiting for a jumper card. But you know, oops, okay, why do we always get these similar ones? Okay, it's more like a brownish color this week, I think. I mean, my skin is something like that. So this is the color, because last week I forgot to post the crystal, I'm really sorry, but this is how the crystal looks like. So it's more like a brownish color for me, with some red and white inside. And there's a little piece here, I don't think you can see this, that looks like a piece of amber or something, you know, really red. But this is the, oh god, astrophyllite, something like that. Hopefully you can see that. And Yeah, so astrophyllid gets its name from the Greek words for star and leaf. It forms in precise brown-orange, so brown and orange are the colors that we're working with, metallic blades that contain titanium and iron. Very rare and very expensive, but maybe you have it. It's found in only a few isolated locations like Pikes Peak in Colorado. Ah, Colorado must be nice. I really want to go. And Norway and Quebec. Wow, okay. And when to use it? When it's time to step outside of yourself. And the key sentence for this card is unlock your highest potential. So we have with the grounding the brown color actually, and the orange as well, but the ground, you know, grounding, the brown, the earth, the soil, it's very much very good color for that. And it could be that, you know, you have a plant with very brownish soil, maybe put it somewhere then you can see, or, you know, use brown ink, use a brown pen, a ring, accessories, whatever, you know, just connect this reading to brown, which is really good with the grounding aspect, and hopefully it's going to be helpful. And yeah, wishing you a lot of present moments in this next week, and enjoy your whole week and whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.